evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out tonight. We are about to begin our event with Adam Richman, but before we do, we would like to give a big thank you to all of our customers for supporting us over the years. And thank you for coming to our last event. We really appreciate it, and we appreciate your patience. So, without further ado, please help me welcome Man vs. Food host.
That was my Pearl Jam moment right there. That's as far as it's going to go. You don't want to hear me. There's a reason why Jeremy hasn't gotten airplay in the past 10.5 years. Anyway, it is amazing to get this kind of turnout in my one-time home of Cleveland, Ohio. And someone who used to call Shaker in 128th home, who used to shop here, this is amazing, and it was an honor to put Cleveland in the book. It was a no-brainer to do it, and you know, I just did the Today Show a little bit. People were like shocked. They're like, "Really, Cleveland?" I said, "Yes, yeah." I was like, "You guys don't have West Side Market, right? You guys don't have the Great Lakes Brewery, right? You don't have the lake, right? Or the Emerald Necklace?" So the bottom line is, it is an honor because this place to me is not just a place I once call home. It's not just a place that I really feel has tremendous culinary merit, but it's a place that I think the nation really needs to turn its eye to in a way, not just to realize that they put a major butt whooping on the Patriots. Sorry, Tom, your long hair won't save you now. Colt McCoy has found his rhythm. But also, this is a city that has amazing cultural merit. Zaha Hadid buildings. You've got IMP's beautiful Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, of which I am a card-carrying member. Thank you. So let's just wrap a little bit because I know there's a lot of you waiting, and I feel this is so far. The urge to like jump or do something ridiculous. It just shows to go. You don't eat Captain Crunch when you're really young, but. So here's the upshot of it. I know that a lot of people are like, so like, why are you writing a book, dude? Like, and a lot of people, common perception is, all right, so you do the TV show, and then you're gonna have like a line of oven mitts, you do a book, and like a placemat, and a cookie cutter, and like an Xbox game. Like, no, it's not like some kind of self-aggrandizing. I assure you, I know that it could easily be perceived as some kind of like ego-driven, hubristic kind of wank fest. And that's a technical term. It's a literary term. To that end, I gotta mention, just one minor side note, the independent bookstore is so important in this nation, and as somebody who is the son of a lawyer and a teacher, who grew up just mesmerized by books, who found himself being able to, be going down the Mississippi and fighting pirates the next moment based upon what page I was on, to know what Joseph Beth and Davis Kidd, their subsidiary, have represented across the country is just incredible. And to be, unfortunately and fortunately, the last sort of speaker here is an amazing, amazing accolade. And you guys have an amazing cultural treasure here in Cleveland, and I urge you to do whatever you can to save it and to support your independent local bookstore, because this place is one of a kind, and this place is special, and the reason why is that it's you. It is your lifeblood. This is a Cleveland bookstore. This isn't some cookie-cutter place that was designed in New York, and then they sort of marketed. This isn't like Chili's with books, This is a place that exists here, in a place, where I still call it the Jake. That's what I'm talking about. This is your town. This is your bookstore, and I want to say thank you. So I started keeping a food journal in about '95. Now I grew up in Brooklyn, as you all know. I know, funny you never say anything about it, Adam. But I grew up in Brooklyn, and because Brooklyn is has all these first-generation immigrant communities, my first exposure to Italian food was not like going to a restaurant or Italy. It was going to Nicky Agostino's house across the street and seeing his grandmother with her calcified thumb breaking up garlic on the counter and cursing him out in Italian and oh, that's what that means. Oh, that's not a good. I'm gonna memorize that. And you know what I mean? And trying her caponata, her pomodoro, then seeing my Jewish mom, trying to copy these recipes. And my father made recipes doing law in Chinatown, and suddenly bringing home kumquats and teaching us how to, make mushu pork, to make the rolls and stuff like that, and trying noodles and soup buns and all kinds of duck and all kinds of craziness. And the thing is, I realized that there was this amazing interconnectedness no matter what ethnicity you are. So whether you go to one side of West Side Market and you're having horka rice sausage, or you're having bratwurst, or you're having amazing Thai food on St. Clair Superior, or pho, or you're having some amazing meals, you're going to Hot Sauce Williams on Carnegie, wherever. If you just go a couple of blocks, if you're on Mayfield and you're in Little Italy, you're completely transported because of the fingerprint, the DNA that comes with all of these dishes, These are the dishes that our forebears, I'm looking around here and it's, God, it's like a beautiful Benetton head. All the United Colors are here. And it's because we all share this same language of food in America. So I knew that there was this deep interconnectivity of all of us. So I started keeping this journal in about 95, when I was in college in Atlanta. And because, I'm Jewy McJewpants, Atlanta was not exactly my frame of reference, exactly. So I wanted to go on drives. Now, I had just had a monster breakup. Like, the girl basically was just like, you won't be eating this. It happens. And I found a place that sadly no longer exists on Virginia Avenue. And I went in there and I had bought one of those blank notebooks, probably to write some kind of mopey, sappy, college breakup poetry, my heart bleeds acid of pain into the ashtray of life, stupid things, like a Morrissey or something like that. I was writing Smith's lyrics in my mind. And I started writing and I realized that this place, this little odd place that I truly found by accident, this brightly colored place, they're playing Lightning Hopkins' Mojo Hand on the radio, and the waitress was super warm, and they were serving random stuff like an Indonesian salad called gado-gado, and baguettes with brie, and homemade ice cream. And I realized what I was writing wasn't like some kind of antiseptic restaurant review. I was writing about the experience of eating. And I realized that it was who I was with, my mindset, what brought me to this place that really defined my eating experience as much as all the stuff that went into what went onto my plate. So, all right, just show of hands. Who's eating the bagel? All right, thank you.
I can't raise my hand.
Cards are not DNA. That's what I'm talking about. So the bagel, there's different conceptions, but everyone agrees that it started in Poland. A lot of people said, well, it was initially devised as an alternative to this bread called bublik, which was, let's face it, kind of a crappy bread that they made for Lent. But we all know what a bagel is. It's a high gluten flour that they boil and bake, and it's shaped in a circle. Well, the legend is that the Polish prince who saved Poland, all the Jews of Poland, in Krakow specifically from the Ottoman Turks, was named Jan Sobieski. No relation to Lily of Deep Impact fame. So, whatever happened to her? What did I miss her? She was just so sweet, so sweet. Anyway, so Jan Sobieski was a big fan of equestrian sports. So this baker supposedly had made this in the shape of a stirrup, the Yiddish word for which is beugel, hence bagel. So they started making it, it was all the rage, it was the silly band of its time, rock and roll, they had this thing. So the thing is, the other thing that was really great is the price point was cool because even if it got stale, as a bachelor, I know this. By the way, other single dudes, am I the only one, by the way, other than reconstituting stale bagels with something? Anyone just do the plate with the chips and the bag with the cheese and the microwave thing? It's that's sort of the last thing I need to teach you at your bar mitzvah. It's not just single guys, I know, it's just whatever. Anyway, so the thing is, you can reconstitute a bagel, just if it's stale, just dunk it in liquid, back to square one. So it's all the rage. It goes to Russia. Russia, they start selling it on strings in little form called bubliki. And it goes all over because now it can travel over distances on a string, and they would literally pull them off. So they would move further across the steppes, the Balkan, all the way to the coast. Big wave of Russian immigration in the beginning of the 20th century to Montreal, which actually ends up the biggest bagel